Hello, guys, and thank you for tuning into the very first Xbox Rawcast. This is a new thing what I did come up with before Christmas, but just haven't got around to doing it. So I know a lot of the Xbox community now are doing these podcasts, and I really enjoy listening to them. They have a range of guests on, wacky, funny, I don't know, but this is going to be like on the serious side of things. It is called Xbox Rawcast because we're just going to talk about the Xbox. No other consoles will be brought up, or not intentionally. If they do, but they will not be talked about. This is the Xbox Rawcast, and it's a first pilot episode, so this is my first episode. And today's guest, my very first guest, is YouTube's own MicroBox of X. So if you want to give a shout out, Micro.
How you doing, guys? This is MicroBox of X.
So I picked MicroBox for a specific reason. One is a fellow Brit, and two, he's an Xbox enthusiast just like myself and a lot of these other guys on YouTube. So I'm going to kick off today's podcast with grilling Micro on some questions. So are you ready for this?
I'm as ready as I ever will be.
No props. Right, first topic, right. When did you start gaming? At what age was you when you started gaming?
I had my first gaming console, which was the Atari 2600, it was like 76, 77, something like that, 1977.
Same here. Pac-Man, Pitfall, Space Invaders. Yes, I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
Pac-Man, Space Invaders, they were big games for me.
Yeah.
Those games, brilliant.
Do you know when you go back though, when you go back to the prices? I mean, I know we were kids, but I can remember my dad forking out $44.99 for one cartridge.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just amazing how these games now. And we're talking like, well, I don't know what your age is, but I'm pushing on a bit, but we're going like 30 years ago. I can remember these games going into, it was Manchester Arndale where I'm from, and I'm seeing these games and I'm thinking, God, that is a lot of money. And I can remember getting two for Christmas and realised just how much money our parents were paying for these games.
Yeah, I mean, it was mad. I mean, the games generally haven't gone that much up in price. I think the cheapest time for games really was sort of the tape time, you know, and the Commodore 64s and the VIC-20s, when they were sort of a couple of quid, but that was cassette. But you know, when you were looking at cartridges, and you know, you were talking a lot of money. You were 40 quid for a game, and you know, there's hardly anything on the cartridge. I mean, if you go back and look at sort of these what are they called, the game emulators. You download the games for them, and they're like they're like 720 kilobytes. Some of them. There's hardly anything to them. You're like talking 1 or 2 megabytes for big games. So I mean, there wasn't a great deal on these cartridges. You're mainly paying for the tech on the actual cartridge, the chips and the board and things like that. So the production cost must have been astonishing. In those days, it must have been.
You know what I can remember about those days, and you might be the same as well, and you were sat down at a weekend with your controller, with your stick, with your red button, and it was hours of fun with your dad or whoever you played it with, and it was just... Back then, Pac-Man was the thing, and as a kid you think to yourself, wow, I am moving this little man left and right with his ghost chasing me, and it was just amazing.
So, look at the animations, are brilliant.
So, I mean, from the Atari 600, as you progressed to get older, as a child, was you interested more then on the game side of things, and then what was your next one after the Atari?
After the Atari, I mean, I was hooked. As soon as I played my first game, that was it. I was hooked. I mean, I was fortunate that my grandfather gave me a 2600, so that was me. I was hooked then, and fortunately, my parents both got hooked as well. So they did me to it all day, and then when I got sent to bed, they were on my system. So until 2, 3 in the morning.
At the top of the stairs to see what you could hear and see what your dad and mum's playing or something like that. Yeah. I totally understand. I can totally relate to that because
my console was on 24 hours
that's why this was one of the questions what I had to ask you. So, I mean,
from that I went to the Intellivision.
Oh, the Intellivision, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, what a great system. That was Mattel's dabbling the
Yeah,
console, and
Mattel's
what a
version. Yeah.
great yeah. I mean, it was a great system, and it really moved forward graphically. I mean, even now, I mean, you look back at it and you think, oh, it's a bit dated, but obviously times have changed graphically. But I
Of
mean, at
course
the
they have.
time, it was awesome graphics,
Yeah.
and it did do some. I remember, I think it was called Starfighter, or there was some sort of game where you had, like, it was like a 3D. It was coming
Like a
towards the
space
screen. It was
shooter
like,
thing.
yeah,
Was it
that's
like
right. Yeah, and
was it
it
like a
was
3D triangle and
awesome.
all that? And like when you fired, it was just like a straight line thing.
Yeah,
Was it?
that's it.
I
But
remember.
that system had some great games. I mean, if you know the system, do you remember Night Stalker? I
Night
mean,
Stalker, yeah, I do, yeah, yeah,
what a
yeah.
great game that
Jesus,
was.
you are going back some time then. Jesus, what? Yeah, because I can. Did you ever own the Sega Master System? With
I never had the Master System. No.
you didn't.
Um, at the time the Master System was coming out, I was Amiga. I was Amiga mad.
Commodore
Pretty
Amiga,
much.
yeah. I did dabble in the Amiga side and the Commodore 64.
Yeah, I had the Commodore
Yeah,
64. Before I had the VIC-20, the Commodore VIC-20.
yeah, yeah.
I love that system. That was a brilliant one. And I also had the ZX81 as well, which was basically no sound, black and white graphics. They didn't even have a sound chip in that thing.
Yeah, yeah, true,
But
true.
that was when I started dabbling with programming on the ZX81. I was writing sort of text-based adventure games and stuff like that on that
Oh,
system.
right, right. Well, I used to have a ZX Spectrum 48K, if you can remember
Oh,
them. The
yeah,
48K with a tape deck, and you had to leave your tape on for your game to load up, wait 20 minutes.
20 minutes,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
you play
you
it for
press
five.
spacebar, and then you was on with your joystick.
Well,
I
those are
can
the
remember.
days of being controllers then. I mean, it was up, down,
Oh,
left, and right, and then fire, and that was it.
yeah. Well, Crispy Chris has just said back in those days you never had to worry about all the problems you have now, which is very true. We
Yes,
we
very
rely
true.
so much on the internet now for these consoles.
Yeah,
As you know,
yeah,
games don't get shipped now fully complete. There's always a day one patch and a day three patch
yeah,
and a day five patch. I mean, look at Assassin's Creed Unity. Look at the problems they had.
yeah. And
So
that was why I switched to console because I went through a time of in the probably 94, 95 onwards. I was a PC gamer.
yeah,
Um, but I just got disillusioned with it because that was the biggest problem with PC games at the time. It was always
mm,
patches for games would be buggy
yeah,
and
mm,
I'd always have to keep doing patches and that was why I switched back to console.
yeah,
Because and now of course it's gone full circle and it's now like that
mm,
on consoles now.
true, true. So just give us a brief rundown of all the consoles you have actually owned.
All the consoles. I don't
Yeah.
know what I actually wrote this down the other
Oh,
day.
good.
I was looking at it. Let me just see if I can find the list.
All right.
There we go. Right, so the Atari 2600, the ZX81,
Yeah.
Intellivision, VIC-20, Commodore 64, the Amstrad 464, Atari ST, the Amiga 500, 600, 1200, the Amiga CD-TV. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yes, yes.
um, the Mega Drive, the
Yeah,
CD32. That was another Amiga
yeah.
console. That was the first CD-based console, the
Mm.
Amiga CD32. Had the Panasonic 3DO, the Atari Jaguar, PS1, PS2, Nintendo 64, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and of course PC.
Yeah. I mean, saying that, just going back a bit and at the Nintendo, if it wasn't is now this is a big shout out to Nintendo. If it wasn't for Nintendo, we would not have these consoles today, and that is the
No.
truth. That is the truth. Nintendo were the forefathers of gaming for me as a kid. The Nintendo Entertainment System, but then big bulky cartridges I can remember, and it was just unbelievable. I got my first wrestling game on that, and I saved up. I did my paper round for about 6 weeks flat. I saved up, and I can remember my mum taking me to town, and I got that game, and that was the most treasured game I ever had, and that I have still got that game today in my collection. So I am,
It, it,
yeah, I am really, really. I can remember I think that was my first game I bought out of my own money, and I'd seen the adverts for it. I'd seen this and that, and I was thinking, I need to play this game. I need to play this game, and I got it, and I purchased it myself. So that was my first game, and that's why I have got it today.
it was one of those systems. I mean, because I've just realised I missed off the list. I had the Dreamcast as well, and I had the GameCube. So other than the GameCube and the Nintendo 64, they're the only Nintendo consoles I ever owned. I don't know why, they just never appealed to me when they
It just
were.
didn't appeal to you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was more into the Mega Drive. I don't know
Mm.
why. I think it was just because of the games. I was a big Sonic fan.
The Mega Drive was awesome. I mean, I went from the Mega Drive to what did I go to? From the Mega Drive to I had the Mega Drive and then I had the Super Nintendo and then Mega Drive bought out the CD thing. What was that thing called? It was like an expansion what you put in, and it was like a
Oh,
CD writer with the
the
interactive games.
UX. Is
Yeah,
that what you think?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember that, and then I just started. I started working then, and then I purchased a Super Nintendo. I can remember paying about £300 for a Super Nintendo, which was extortionate. I got the
Yeah.
Super Mario World, yeah, the Mario World was it, or Mario 3, something like that. And I mean, you're like me. I've just been a gamer ever since I was about
Yeah.
4 or 5 years old. It's
Uh,
just,
we're really lucky. The age that we are, we've grown up with all of
mm,
this. I mean, we were
yeah,
there when it all kicked off,
yeah, that's what I
and
mean.
we've
Yeah,
seen all of this change through the
mm,
last sort of 30 odd years.
yeah,
Well,
true, true.
30 years.
So, okay, next topic. I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to grill you on this. Why the Xbox? Why Xbox?
Why the Xbox? No, that's a good one. I'll be perfectly honest. I mean, when I switched back from PC to console, I had the PlayStation 1. I absolutely loved that console.
Yeah, PlayStation 1
I
was good.
remember going. It was just a great console. I remember
Yeah,
seeing. I was always like, oh no, 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 I'm not going to do that. And then I went into the store, and what did I see running? I think it was Tekken,
yeah.
and
I
what
think
was
one
the?
of the first launch games on that was Battle Arena Toshinden, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. Battle Arena
Yeah.
Toshinden. I knew it was a fighting one, and then Tekken. But I saw
Destruction Derby.
that's it.
Yeah,
Destruction
the
Derby.
absolutely fantastic
Yeah,
Destruction Derby.
I still play it on my PlayStation 3, but don't tell anybody.
A bit of the politics coming out here, but go on.
I bought it on the store. I still play
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot and Destruction Derby.
Nothing wrong with Crash. Crash is a legend.
But I saw Destruction Derby running, and that was it. I bought the system, and I think it was about 329, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because I bought it with some games, and yeah, so that was where I got back into the console gaming, and then the PS2 came out, and there was a lot of promise with that system. And I heard that Microsoft were releasing a console off, and my immediate reaction to that was that, well, that's just going to be another PC-based console,
Yeah.
working around Windows, and I'm going to avoid it. That was my honest opinion. I thought
Yeah.
PlayStation 1's for me, so I'm going to go to PlayStation 2. Bought the PlayStation 2, and there was a lot of games and a lot of hype coming out that for this system. And I remember the first trailer that they showed for Gran Turismo, and I remember just thinking, my God, if that
Yeah.
game looks like that, it's just going to be incredible.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they were bigging up games like the Bouncer and stuff like that.
Do you remember the Getaway?
The Getaway, yeah.
In London. Oh, the quality. I was a fun on that. I was a fun.
Yeah, definitely. But I had that system I had the PS2 for about 12 months, and I just remember turning around to the wife one day and just saying, this console's just disappointed me.
Yeah.
It really, really has disappointed me that I haven't seen anything yet on it that's anywhere near what they were showing us at launch.
Yeah.
And I mean, I paid a lot of money for that system. I think I
Yeah.
paid, Christ, it was a hell of a lot, because I bought about 3 or 4 games with it as well.
I think it's that. I think the retail price was £279.99 when that come out.
Yeah, and I bought about 4 games with it, and they were 40 quid a piece.
Yes, they were, yeah.
Games even then were like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
But I made the mistake of walking into the local game store. I think it was Game, or was it Electronics Boutique? Actually, it might have been Electronics Boutique.
EB, yeah.
Yeah, and they had the that amazing black box of X on the shelf.
Yep.
And they had Halo running, and I didn't leave the shop without it.
Asking all the questions to the guy behind the counter. What's this? What games are coming out? What's it? Right, I'm sold. Take my money. Take my money.
I was like, honestly, I think the bloke thought it was Christmas because I just
Yeah,
gave him the easiest fucking sale he'd ever had. I think I picked the controller up. I played Halo for about 50 seconds. And I said, right, okay, wrap
that's
it
it.
up. And that was it. That was Xbox for me, and that has been like that ever since. And just such great games on it, such great exclusives. The Halo
Yeah,
and the Gears. Of course, we didn't see Gears until the 360,
yeah.
but it was just a great system. It had such great games on it.
Mm.
I'll never forget the first time I played Fahrenheit, and it's it was a good system. I loved it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Halo it just sold it for me. That was it.
Halo was that game. I can remember the early 2000s, them TV adverts we were getting in the UK. I don't know whether they were the same in the US or worldwide, but I remember seeing the animations for Halo, and I was thinking, what is this? What is this game? And as I
Yeah.
remember seeing the Green X Microsoft.
Yeah, just the startup got you going, didn't it?
Yeah, and then you're thinking like, well, right, okay, because obviously we didn't have the internet then. We didn't know anything about it. We only read stuff in papers, and like TV adverts and that. So, I mean, it was like you couldn't catch up on anything gaming related wise. All you
No.
did was went in. There was no console wars back then. There was nothing. There was none of this. What it's like today. And it's like I can remember buying my first OG Xbox. I think that was I bought it brand new. I can't remember how much it was, but it was a lot of money because at the time, um, I, I had a girlfriend then, and she was like moaning like, "Why are you spending that much on a game?" But she didn't last long after that anyway. Once I bought the Xbox then, so yeah. So I mean, for me, it's just been from then when I seen that Xbox, the original Xbox, and then it was the PlayStation 2, and I was more leaning. I mean, to tell you the truth, I was more on the PlayStation side of things. I
Yeah.
was more into the PlayStation side of things, yet more than the Xbox. But I mean, when the Xbox 360 launched, that was a launch. That was a launch night for me, and that was at my local Asda. And I can remember queuing up. You had to get a ticket and wait in line for this your system of choice. And
Yeah.
I can remember buying. I think it was King Kong, Call of Duty 2, and with the console, I got Project Dark Zero.
That's right. Those are the three I got.
And yeah, and Cameo.
Oh, Cameo.
Cameo, yeah. Yeah. So, was you a day one adopter of the 360? Did you get that
Oh,
one?
yeah. I had it on pre-order.
On launch, yeah. Yeah. Because that was like 329.99, that.
Yeah, it wasn't a
Yeah.
cheap system.
No,
It was
no, it wasn't. And then, obviously, we know about all these Red Ring of Death. They had a big batch of these problems, the Red Ring of Death, and I must admit, I went through about 4 consoles with Microsoft until they actually resolved the issue, where we got an extra, was it an extra 3 years warranty on top of that?
extra 3 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I mean, I'll give Microsoft the due, right? I mean, my console went wrong every year without fail, and so did my kids. All my kids had them. So my 2 boys had the Xbox 360, and theirs went wrong every year. But do you know what? In all of the years I had the Xbox 360, it never cost me a penny to get them put right. Ever.
That's right, yeah, because
Not a penny.
all you did was you print your label off, print your thing up. The UPS man would turn up the next day. You give him your console. I mean, the bum side down of it was waiting for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, possibly for your console to come back. Nowadays, if your Xbox One is broke, they bring you out. They ship you out a new system, and then you send yours off. So there's no like waiting in between. But I have to agree with you there. Back then, the Microsoft customer support for me was A1. You couldn't fault them on that.
No, definitely not. And I mean, as soon as the Slims dropped, I replaced all of them with the Slims.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah,
get away from it.
Exactly when that dropped. Yeah.
I mean, my longest wait was probably about a week and a half. I mean, they were great. They were picking it up and they would get it back to us within a week normally.
Yeah.
A week and a half max.
Yeah, and I mean, it was them red rings. As soon as you got it on, you knew. Oh,
yeah.
3 red rings. We go.
You saw all these things on the internet, you know. Put a towel around it.
Put a towel around it, heat it up. Yeah, I tried all that. I did all that, and I'd have thought, you know what? I'm gonna blow the house up here with this. So I'll just send it off. Then what I liked about it is you got a tracking number, so you could always see where your console was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where it had been scanned, where it is, if it's in the Microsoft testing station, and they'd always text you or email you to say your console is ready to be shipped out, and you'd get it the next day or two. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah. No,
I
that's
cannot
brilliant.
fault
I could never fault their service, even on the phone. They've
yeah,
always been extremely helpful and,
yeah.
you know, on the button. Touch
So
wood, Xbox One's been fine.
yeah, true, true. So on the, I said I wasn't going to talk about PlayStation, but this is just a little tad bit in this. Are you interested in purchasing a PS4 in the near future?
As it stands at the moment, there is no reason for me to buy a PS4. The only games that I would want to play on PlayStation are available on PlayStation 3, and I have that system. So
Mm.
I have The Last of Us, which I'm currently playing at the moment. Everybody was saying what a great game it was, and I like that sort of
Yeah.
story-driven game. So I thought, well,
One
I'll
of
have
the
to
best
give it
games
a
I
go.
played. I just thought I'd throw that in there. One of the best games I played.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault the story. I mean,
Mm.
it's just incredible. Within the first 5 to 10 minutes of you playing the game, you're like physically drained and you need tissues. It's just such a great
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
Yes.
Get the DLC with it.
Yes, I have. Yes,
Yeah.
although I haven't installed it yet.
The DLC is good. The DLC is good as well. So right, okay then. So you're not interested in the PS4 just yet. So
No.
right, on the next topic, why YouTube? Why did you want to start a YouTube channel?
Do you know what? I wanted to do it for a long time.
Mm.
Because YouTube's been a thing. I mean, it's been around for what? How long has it been around now? It must have been around 3 or 4 years. I've been watching channels and bits and
Yeah,
pieces.
yeah, it's been around for quite a
But
bit.
I never really had the kit to do it. You know.
Mm. Yeah,
I wanted to do it, and I never had the balls to do it either. I
yeah,
never had the confidence to do it. Even now, when I do a video, I ask my wife to leave the room because I
yeah.
just
True.
don't
Same with
do
me.
it.
Same with me.
Yeah, I
I'm
just
fully
don't.
focused on what I want to do because I know
Yeah,
what I want to do. If I've got something running in my head, I'll say right, I'll go with it. I'll write my notes down, and I'll just get on with it. I don't want anyone in the room. I don't want any distractions. The phone goes on
yeah,
silent, and that's it.
yeah. That's it. Yeah. So, um, yeah. So obviously, I was very self-conscious as well, and I mean, even when I started it, I never told my wife I was doing it.
Yeah,
But it was the Xbox One. If it hadn't been for the Xbox One, I wouldn't have had the
you want to run it.
facility. At the time, I had a crap PC as well. There was no
Yeah,
way couldn't even edit videos on it, let alone sort of capture footage.
yeah.
If it wasn't for the advent of Xbox One and the Upload Studio,
Mm.
I still wouldn't be doing it now.
You
Um,
see,
it,
that is the beauty of the Xbox One. I have noticed now, ever since the past 3 or 4 months, there's some up and coming YouTubers. Now
yeah,
these up and coming YouTubers, they're using the Upload Studio 2 now, what just released 2 weeks ago, which is a fantastic thing for anyone who wants to start YouTube. Like you said, you don't need a PC. Everything is in your Xbox One for you
yeah,
to upload straight to YouTube. You can edit, you can chop, you can splice. And with this Windows 10 thing coming now, where you've got an app to actually take your Twitch streams off the off Twitch, and you can edit and do everything. They're going to give you the tools with this. That will come later in the year, obviously, but they're going to give you the tools to do everything. So you do not need a running PC or an iMac to edit your stuff now. Only
no,
like the ones like
yeah,
it's like with me with news. I use my iMac, my iMovie to put the thumbnails in the videos when I'm talking and stuff like that. But I think as the Xbox grows, by the end of the year, they'll have more features in the Upload Studio 2 for people to be content creators. So you're
yeah.
saying the Xbox One was the reason why you started YouTube?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as I say, I always wanted to do it. I always got frustrated when I heard people putting videos up saying this and that and slating Xbox, and I was listening to YouTubers that obviously had no real experience in gaming.
Yeah,
And I just thought it's about time that I got, instead of like shouting at the monitor and calling
yeah,
them prats and
yeah.
whatever, it's
It's
about
about
time
time you put your
yeah,
own. Yeah,
I
yeah.
put my own, you know, thoughts out there, my own opinions.
I can remember seeing your channel. I think it was the Anchorman. Shout out to Anchorman. He linked me because me and Anchorman started around the same time, and he linked me your channel, and I thought, oh, another Brit. And then when he heard you, you
Yeah,
think, oh, right. I could tell in your voice you was a bit like, like a bit hesitant, and then thingy. But that's when I was introduced to you, and then we sort of like, we all did shout outs. We all got together. We all like help each other. But yeah, I like your style of your style is more similar to mine. There's no bitching, no exposing, no name
No,
dropping, no name
I
calling. If there's
I
news
can't
there
stand
on
any
the
of that.
Xbox, yeah, on the
Yeah,
Xbox side, if something's wrong, we will call it out. If something's
yeah,
wrong with the Xbox One, we will call it out. If there's game delays, we
yeah,
will call it out. If we do this and that. But that's what I like about you. You have that same mentality of going the way. We can all do beef videos and expose videos just to bump our subscriber count up, but we're not in it for that.
yeah. No,
So
I mean, and I've always made that quite clear on my channel. I'm
yeah,
not there to call people out. You'll never. I'm sure if you go through all 180 videos, I don't
yeah,
think I've ever mentioned a single name of somebody that I thought is a prat. And believe me, there are ones out there that I do.
yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes,
but it's not my job isn't to um, start bickering with other channels and calling
yeah,
people out and things like that. My job out there is to get my opinion
mm,
out there and to inform gamers and people that are interested in my channel. So,
yeah,
if people want to tune in to my channel for drama, then they're
mm,
on the wrong channel.
yeah. True,
Definitely.
true. So who was you who was you subscribed to before you started your channel? Who did you used to watch all the time on YouTube?
Well, that's the funny thing. I mean, I watched Arsenal a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't know of Anchorman at the time,
right.
and I didn't know of yourself either.
Right, right.
Um,
Well, I think
most
we were only I mean, last year, this time last year, I think I was only on about 400 subscribers or something like that. I was just doing my thing.
Yeah,
Anchorman got a bit more, yeah, because he was like associated with Arsenal, so Arsenal gave him a shout out. Obviously, the higher sub count, if you're in with somebody, you get a shout out.
yeah,
9 times out of
yeah,
10, it's going to draw you subs. But me and Anchorman, I've always been like, any Xbox YouTuber, new and up and coming, we give them help, we give them shout outs, we give them this and that. And a bit like yourself, what I've noticed yourself doing is you put the YouTuber of the week, which is good, and then you link their channel in the description, which is all good because that's the Xbox community, the good side of the Xbox community,
yeah.
coming out and helping other fellow Xbox. So
Well, it's like you said. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am now if it hadn't been for yourself and Anchorman. If it hadn't been for you guys at the start, I would be one of those people that would I would have probably just
yeah,
given up.
you
You know?
see, it works in both ways, that because I wouldn't be. I don't think I remember when I got a shout out of Anchorman when he was on like 1,600 subs and I was on about 700, and overnight, this is no lie, I went up to 895 subscribers, and I'd found that Anchorman had actually linked my channel into his
Yeah,
description and said, and I thought, wow, 895, that's like 150, 105 off 1,000. I know, I was
yeah.
really like, wow. So yeah, I can relate to where you're coming from there. Yeah.
And that's why I do it, because I think, I mean, it's like you say. I mean, I think if you're a smaller YouTuber, when people do the searches, I mean, your channels are right at the back. You're on like the 53rd page,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's a lot of great YouTubers out there that I've found that I feel deserve recognition for what they do, and
Mm.
Crispy Chris and Drew
Big Drew. Yeah.
1111 are
Yeah.
big examples of two great
Mm.
YouTubers that have just come from nowhere, and built great channels. I mean, the podcast that they do now, I mean, it's just fantastic. And
It's funny, I sit back in bed at night when I've like unwind for the day, come home from work, slippers and pipe and that. What I'll do when I'm in bed, I'll get my iPad in bed with earphones on, and like she'll just watch a bit of it, and then she'll go to sleep, and I'm sat there and I'm thinking. And I was laughing at Drew the other day when you was on it with his shirt and tie, and I thought, you know what, this guy is gonna go somewhere because he made an effort to actually, because he was on camera, and it was just really good the way. And
I,
same with Chris. So Chris is, I mean, I know Chris is just a young, an upcoming guy, but I mean, his videos are the same. It's like he's putting his effort into the videos, especially his little montages with the music in the background. And I just
although
find them funny.
I did find the woman of him getting the Master Chief teabagging me, though.
Yeah.
I found that quite offensive.
He does say though in the comments, he does say that you do suck at Halo. So
He's such a noob. but they're great, and I mean, I said to them the other day, I mean, to me, they're like the Art and Deck of YouTube. They're
Yeah,
just such funny
yeah,
guys, and the stuff that they come out with, and
yeah.
you know, they've got a big future on YouTube, definitely. But there's so many
There
great
is,
YouTubers coming
there
out
is,
there, and there really are.
there is. I mean,
Um,
like it's like when I started. I mean, like there was a little clique of us. There was Iron Wolf. Shout out to Iron Wolf. It's like we all know what's going on in the community now with this community thing. What's been happening in the past 72 hours? We all know what's happening, and there's
yeah,
some like pro Xbox channels what will side with people. But I don't hate anybody. I haven't got any problems with anybody. Me and Iron Wolf go back from day one when I started. I stumbled upon his channel. He stumbled upon my channel. Um, Same with Zaire. Same with Show and that. You know what I mean? Like a big Kahuna. There's loads of Xbox who I actually
yeah. I mean,
have
when I
respect.
before I started, I still watch occasionally. I watch Next Gen. I
Yeah.
watch Crap Gamer occasionally.
Mm.
Um, because you know, I know you know there obviously is the drama element, but they do get some good points out there as well. You know, I mean, it's like everybody. I'm the same as you. I will stay completely in the middle on everything because I don't want to get mixed up in it. I'm not interested in that side of it, so I
Mm.
stay away from it. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everybody has their own opinions,
Of
and
course
not
they do. Yeah.
everybody
Of
do.
course they do.
You
Yeah.
know,
We've all
it's
got
like
opinions on
everybody,
something. Yeah.
even if you're at work and you're working in the same office, you know, you don't
Yeah.
always see eye to eye. You
You
don't
don't
always
see
get
no,
on,
yeah,
and
true. You don't see eye to eye
yeah.
with work colleagues. I've got a few people in work who I don't get on with, but we have to work with them at the end of the day.
That's it, you know.
Yeah.
And just because we all like the same format and
Mm.
because we do, you doesn't mean we've got to like each other and go
Yeah.
out drinking with each other. You know, everybody has their own opinions, and that's why I started my channel in the first place. Um, and that's the way it is. If somebody says something I don't like, you know, that's their opinion. You
Of
know, at the
course
end
it
of the
is.
day, it's not affecting me
Mm.
personally. It's not
Mm.
affecting my channel.
Mm.
Um, and I think that yeah, I think it's a tricky one. I think people are taking things a little bit too personally. I think they're getting a bit,
True.
they're taking it too personally. But you know, that it's the way it is, and you're always going to see, you know, always going to have these sort of conflicts between with anything, you know. So,
Mm.
but it's just not for me. I will stay out of it, and I just enjoy the whole community. So that's
Yeah.
just me.
True. 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 Next topic. Now we last year. Shout out to King Dre and Tech on this, as well as Darian.
Oh,
They
definitely. Shout out to
we
those guys. King
yeah.
Dre has delivered me an awesome
I
T-shirt
seen it.
today.
I seen it.
He's
That's what I'm just getting on to now. The Wii Gaming
he's
group.
absolute stars. Those
Yeah,
guys, all of them.
the Wii Gaming group has been going now. I think it was the middle of last year. Now, I was
It was
introduced
long
to
after.
Wii Game here. I think it was. I don't know if it was the beginning or the middle of last year. I can't remember, but I was introduced to Wii Game here. I just stumbled across it, and that's when I came across King Dre, Mr. T
Mm,
Tech as well. I found his channel, and that again was through links through other people's channels. If people didn't link and give shout outs to people, we'd never find these channels.
no, no.
So that's the good thing about this community. And Tex just brought up a good thing now. People forget the common goal is enjoying video games, and
Yeah.
that is the whole content of this.
That's what we're here for. You know,
Yeah.
that's what we're here for. We're here for
We all
games.
enjoy video games regardless of what system you own. If you like the game and you enjoy the game, there's nothing wrong with that. We
No.
all have our little baits and that. There's gaming battlegrounds for that, Gameaholics. But the Wii game here, I was introduced to Wii game here and I was really interested. I think there was only about 150 people in at the time, and King Dre got us all together and said, listen, you know, we want to make this group one of the groups on Facebook. And I thought, you know what, I can see this because in the group itself there was no flaming, there was no trolling, everyone was posting their different gameplay videos, there was streaming nights, there was doing this and that, and that's what I enjoyed about it, and that's what I liked about it. So we got the intros, we got the all the stuff the other guys were doing, and I'd say 80% of our input through representing We Game here. I mean, there are over 1,000 subs now, so
Mm,
1,000 subs, 1,000 people in the group, sorry, on Facebook. So that is going to be tough. I mean, this year I reckon I can predict over 2,500 for Wii Gaming easy.
Yeah, easily.
It's
Yeah.
getting out there now. It's getting out there, and as I say, whatever system you have got, there's no system preference here. Everyone associated with, there's a load of Xbox in that group. There's not. You've got Yosahop. Shout out to Yosahop. He's a Wii guy. He's a Sony PlayStation guy. He also owns the Xbox One, which I know of. It's just that your primary system. I've got the PS4 and the Xbox One. My primary system is the Xbox One. It doesn't mean I'm going to hate the PlayStation 4. We all have our little bits of going back and forth with each other. We all have our little jokes and that. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean the Wii Game here movement, and I can see now it is really growing because their own website, the shirts, what you guys have got. I've been watching these shirts and that, and it's just fantastic what them guys are doing. So shout out to Wii Game here, Tech, Darren is King, and King Dre for making that movement.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of what I do. Being part of Wii Gaming, I mean, it's an important thing for me and my channel, and the support that the guys give, and I mean all of them that are in there, you know, Rise and Fament, and all the guys that are part of it.
I keep forgetting these people. I'm not forgetting them on purpose, but there's too many.
There's so many.
You know what I mean?
Guys.
It's like Rise and Grind and like Fament as well. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's too many.
There's so many great YouTubers involved with Wii Game here now, and you do your videos, and you say, oh Christ, I forgot, you know, and it's easy to do, but you don't mean to do it. But I mean, it's just, but as you say, I mean, it's not just, you know, it's not just Xbox guys, it's PC guys. You've got guys like Raptor in there, and he's a great guy, and you got Kev as well, and
Kev West,
you know, there's some real great guys in that group, and everybody gets on. I mean, you don't see us all bickering between ourselves, and I really enjoyed being a part of it, and you know, it was the best thing I ever did, joining up with it, to be honest with you.
Shout out to my King Pony as well, Jay Barry. His channel is growing bit by bit. His channel is growing bit by bit, and so shout out to Jay Barry. He represents PlayStation to the max, and I mean max. so yeah. Right, let's get on to a bit of DirectX 12 talk. Now, from what we have been hearing, Phil Spencer did say DirectX 12 will boost the CPU by 50% and the GPU by 20%. What are your thoughts on this?
I expected it. I know a lot of people argue with this, but I'm still of a firm belief that the Xbox One was out 12 months before it should have been.
Yeah.
This is what the system was designed for. DirectX 12 is what the system has been designed around, in my personal opinion. And the reason that the system dropped 12 months early with DirectX 11A, was it, or 11B?
11A, I think it was.
Yeah. They had to get it out at the same time as PlayStation 4. I mean, when you look at the PlayStation 4 sales now, how far behind?
20.2 million consoles shipped, not sold, shipped, but it's still a good advantage.
It's a staggering number. It's an absolutely staggering number. And I mean, we haven't had any update on the Xbox One sales. I'm sure they're still extremely good. But you know, that system was designed for DirectX 12, and that's why some of the hardware is still not even being utilised in Xbox One. And if you can get games like Rise out of it on launch,
true.
What the hell is it going to be like in 12 months' time when everybody's using DirectX 12 as a standard?
Well, let's go back to the 360, right? You remember them launch games we talked about before, Project Dark Zero, Cameo.
Look at Call of Duty 2.
Now that was awe-inspiring when the console was released. The last,
I mean,
the end of the cycle of the 360. Look at GTA, what that did. Look at GTA 5, what that did. That pushed that console to the limit. That's why it had 2 discs, one to install the actual game, and then all for the other stuff. But look how beautiful GTA 5 was.
And that was 8-year-old hardware.
Exactly.
You know, have a great way of designing software to just get the most juice out of that kit,
Yeah.
and you know, nobody's better at it than Microsoft. You know, these
Mm.
guys are just, and when they're designing the hardware and they know exactly what the hardware can do with the right software, I mean, the sky's the limit. And it's like you say, I mean, look at GTA 5 and look
Yeah.
at Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty 2 was a gorgeous game when it released, and it was like, Jesus, this is like PC, you know?
I think
Um,
that is the most game I have put the most hours in ever, and that is no lie. Call of Duty
yeah,
2, Xbox Live
I
with your
did play
friends,
that.
and it was, oh my god, I can remember them nights, 4 or 5 in the morning, and then you was up for work at 7:30, and you was still thinking about it in work. It was one
My
of,
biggest game though, towards the start of the 360 there was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
yeah, yeah.
My God, that game looked incredible when that launched.
Call of Duty
And
4, yeah, I think that's my best one. That's my best one of the
yeah, I
series.
mean, I played that game basically every night for 2 years. I skipped the following Call of Duty. What was it? World at War.
World at War, yeah. World at
Yeah,
War
I
was good.
skipped that one. It looked a good game, but I didn't want to go back to World War Two.
That limb damage though, with arms and legs blowing off, that was ace. The
I'm
bouncing
sorry,
Betty
but
bombs.
Modern Warfare was just too damn good to
Yeah,
leave. I was
yeah.
enjoying it too much.
I feel you on that one. Yeah, all these indies. Where have all these indies come from?
I know, it's mad. Over 30 announced.
I'm just going to go through a quick list now of some of these indies. Right, we've got the Adventures of Pip, Anacute, Aritana and the Happy's Feather, Blues and Bullets, Cluster Puck 99, The Flame in the Flood, Fortified, Grabbles, Hyperdrive Massacre, Inside My Radio, Night Squad, The Little Acre, Magic Duels, Forge, Magic the Gathering, Pixel Galaxy, Quest of Dungeons, RBI Baseball 15, Red Out, Rivals of Aether, Screen Cheat, Shadow Blade, Reload, Shovel Knight, which is available on the PS4, I believe, Soul Haxium, Space Dust Racers, Starpoint Gemini 2, Submerged, The Sun and the Moon, Sordy, Tumblestone Wasteland 2, which I can't wait to play that, and Zeros. Now, I love my indies. Indies get a lot of flack. Indies got a lot of flack on launch of these consoles because obviously the PlayStation 4 was offering these, the indie games.
Yeah.
But we've seen the idea Xbox now. They seem to have relaxed the parity clause now on like some of these releases. I think they've gone a bit. They've like untightened the noose around the neck for these indie developers. And I am also reading that Microsoft will unlock retail Xbox Ones as test kits this year.
This year, yeah, I read that earlier myself, and that's incredible.
Yeah.
Look how many young lads are out there. So these kids that are going out there today designing bloody games for mobile phones and making an absolute mint.
Exactly.
You know. So if they can open that tech up for those guys to do it on Xbox One, you know, there's some really good quality indie titles. It's much better than it was on the 360.
Yeah.
Some of the titles that you would see on there, I mean,
You've only
would just
got
have
the
you
odd
sort of.
ones on the 360. When that started, you've only got the odd ones, and then towards the end of the cycle, well, I'm saying cycle, it's still going strong now, the 360.
It's still going strong, yeah.
When I say cycle, I mean when I jump from 360 to the one. But at the end of the cycle, there was a load of indie games. State of Decay, that is an indie. That is an absolutely brilliant game, and I cannot wait till that drops next month on the Xbox One. Now, some of these indies, when you say indies to people, they're not interested. But some of these indies are getting scores of 90 to 95 because of the replay value. Look at IDAB. How many hours can you spend on IDAB with a friend playing constantly, even though you're doing the same stuff over and over again?
I seem to see my lad on that game all the time. Every time I go downstairs, he's making new characters and making new songs for it. So he's always on it. He's a big FIFA fan, but he says IDARB is more fun than FIFA. So I mean, it speaks volumes.
Do you see a future? Are we still gonna see Microsoft supporting indies? Do you see a future?
Um, well, I mean, the way it's going, I think, yeah, definitely. I mean, they're opening it right up, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just in that list that you read out there, I mean, some titles just jump out. I mean, Quest
Yeah.
of Dungeons, is it Grabbles? I
I
saw the
mean,
trailer for
yeah.
that.
I mean, that's all for this year as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks good fun, and a
Yeah.
lot of these games are. What was the one that Kid Smooth reviewed yesterday? Was it
Oh, White Knight and Shiflings. I've seen them reviews.
Shiflings?
Yeah.
That looks just such a fun game.
Kid Smooth's getting all these codes early, man.
Yeah.
What is Kid Smooth doing? That's
What
what
is
I
he
want.
doing? I think he's.
Kid Smooth getting
You
all
have to
these.
tell us some of his secrets.
Man. Go on, Kid Smooth, man. Let us into your secret. So yeah, all the indie haters out there, they're not bad. Go and try and play some indie games. You will have fun.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they're an option for you, aren't they? I mean, you
Yeah.
haven't got to buy them, but if they're there, they're there. And I think it's going to grow. I mean,
Yeah.
look at this app store that's going to be coming out across
Yeah.
Windows 10 and Xbox One. I mean, the whole system's just going to open right out now. I mean, God knows what we're going to see on the App Store.
Crispy Chris has just said a brilliant point here. He's put indies to him as sort of refreshers between AAA games, which is right. If if you finish your games and you see a couple of indies on the store and think, oh, go on, I'll have a go at that, because they're only pennies.
Yeah.
When you download them, they're only pennies. You get it digital, you finish it, take it off, or if you want to keep it on your hard drive. You still own the game. But I mean, he's right there. Like what I said before to you, me and you've got over 10 titles what we haven't played yet, what we haven't started, or we started and we've not gone back to them.
Can you ever remember a time when we've had that? Can you really honestly remember a time? Just over 12 months into a console life cycle. Can you remember ever having that many games sat there waiting to play?
You know what makes it hard for me? When you see it digital and you say, right, it's not like going to the shop and getting a disc now and you think, I don't really want to play that game, but you know what you do? You download it anyway and leave it sitting there for about 2 months before you touch it.
Yeah.
And then you find it's gone down in price to half price and you think,
my lad loves it. I mean, he got his Xbox One for Christmas.
Yeah.
He was kicking himself last year because I said to him when the Xbox One dropped, I said, do you want Xbox One this Christmas? He said, no, my friends won't have it, so I'll leave it this year. All his friends got Xbox One. He was well gutted.
He wants one. Yeah.
But well, he got one for Christmas, just gone, and he's already got 46 games because all of my games are... Yeah.
That's what I do with my lad. Yeah. The other problem is, though, I'm the one with the external drive. He's still got his normal 500 gigs, so he has to keep deleting stuff.
I had to buy him an external hard drive, didn't I?
So I will get him one. But he seems more of a Call of Duty and FIFA, my lad. So he's not really into the games what I'm playing. But everything I download will go onto his console automatically, and he comes in and says, "Dad, what's this now?" I say, "Oh, shut up and just play it." So yeah, right. This PC getting X1 exclusives, is that a good or bad thing?
Honest opinion. I think it works both ways. Yes, we might be losing some console exclusives, but the way I look at it, PC is a Windows-based system anyway.
Yeah.
It just means that we're going to be getting games.
It's the same ecosystem as
Yeah. So we're going to be getting games that were just on PC, coming more to Xbox One.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be commonplace. And you know, if it opens up as they're doing with Xbox Live, I mean, it's just going to give us more gamers to play with. I mean, it can't be a bad thing to open up to a larger market and give us more choice. You see, there's some great games on PC that we don't get on Xbox One, but it doesn't make me want to go and buy a PC because I'm a console gamer. But if they can come to Xbox One, you know, why not?
Can you see Halo Master Chief Collection and Halo 5 going to PC in the near future?
I think I would be extremely surprised to see Halo go to PC. I think it's too big a title for Xbox to... I think there would be an absolute outcry if it went to PC. I mean, there's some rumblings now that there's some rumours banging around that Forza 6 could be going to PC.
I
It
think
hasn't been
Forza 6
confirmed.
will definitely go to PC 6 months after it's launched on the one.
I think, yeah, I don't think you'll see it on at
No,
the same time.
no, you
I
won't
think,
see it on release day. No, I think it will be
no.
summer 2016, sometime like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
But I think for Halo, I think it's too big an Xbox brand, and I think there would be an outcry. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it did,
Yeah.
but I do think that the community would just go up in uproar.
Yeah, true, true. I mean, we were talking about this before we went on air. I mean, a lot of people don't know why it's called the Xbox One. We said this has been thought about for a good 4 years before even the designs were out for this system. That the Xbox One, meaning the whole shebang, it's the whole thing. The Xbox One. It's not the Xbox 3. It's not the Xbox 720. It's the Xbox One. This was all planned 4 or 5 years ago, and it's now coming to fruition where PC streaming is being tested on the Xbox One. So that means Street Fighter 5 could be on streamed through the Xbox One, but
With the Xbox.
give it another 18 months to me, and everything will be up fine and dandy, and we will see, no doubt, in 2 or 3 years, we will see our first DirectX 12 game built from the ground up, and that is going to be mind blowing.
It's just going to be astonishing. I mean, I mean, as we said earlier, when you compare launch titles on the 360 to how they were, we switched. Look at Rise, and imagine what that's going to be. Imagine what games we're going to be getting in 4 years' time. And I mean, we don't really know what the life cycle of this console is going to be, really. But I mean, if it's anything like the last one,
was it something like? Have they put a life cycle? Was it like 15 to 20 years they put on it or something?
I heard 10. I thought they were looking at 10, but you just don't know, do you? I mean, 8 years. Well, more than 8 years now for the 360. It's unprecedented for a console to last that long. It's just. We come from a generation where new consoles were coming out near enough every 18 months.
Yeah, true. I can remember being a sucker, just buying the Game Boy, buying the Game Boy Color. I bought everything.
Yeah. I mean, I had
if it was advertised on telly, I bought it.
I had the Game Boy. I had the Atari Lynx. You remember that?
Oh, the Atari Lynx, the big bulky thing in your hand with a big screen where you could put the TV tuner.
That was the one. Yeah, it was a huge screen.
I remember.
I had the Game Gear as well. That was a portable Mega Drive. It was awesome.
The Game Gear was brilliant. You had the radio tuner on top and the TV tuner.
The magnifier glass as well made it look like a 42-inch plasma.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, but so. I don't think it's a bad thing, the PC getting these. No. Like I say, I mean, it's going to go both ways. We're going to be getting PC games. Reduce the sales of the X1. But if you think about it, if you can do all this thing on the X1, even if you own a PC, wouldn't you get an X1 still?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm a console gamer. I'm not a PC gamer. I'm a console gamer. And being a console gamer, you're not going to think, oh, well, I don't need to buy the console anymore because I could just buy a PC. A PC is just too much, in my opinion, it's too much high maintenance. You're constantly firing into the system. But, if you can buy an Xbox 360 and have 8 years out of it, how many, for the same sort of life cycle, how many graphics cards, how many, upgrades have you had to do to your PC in that time?
That's what's put me off PC gaming. That is what's... I've seen some PC games and... Don't get me wrong, they look absolutely beautiful. Look fantastic. Look at Crysis. The Crysis on PC. Absolutely beautiful. And if you've got a 16-inch screen, or even an 18-inch screen playing that, you're going to have some fun with that. I mean, it's like Dying Light. The presentation of the game on the Xbox One blew me away. I think it's beautiful. And I game on a 50 upstairs, and then if I take my Xbox downstairs, I've got a 60 downstairs. So, I mean, on that 60 LED, it looks better than my plasma, than what I've got upstairs. Yeah. And it's like, I can sit there, and even the wife thinks sometimes that she's watching a film when she watches me play, like, Assassin's Creed or whatever. So
Yeah, yeah. The graphics are incredible on these machines now,
yeah,
and the performance we're getting from them. So, I mean, God knows what we're going to be looking at 5 years from now.
yeah, true,
It's mad.
true. Fable Legends, free to play, good or bad?
Disappointing
Yeah,
because it means I'm not getting the type of game that I think,
yeah.
or at least I thought I was getting.
Mm,
Um, I'm a big Fable fan. I love the
I am.
Fable series. I know some people either love them or hate them,
Yeah,
but I like the fact that they're just games that you can pick up and you can have a, you just
yeah,
enjoy playing them. They're funny. They got an interesting story. They're really easy to play. I mean, everybody
yeah.
can play the damn thing. They're just fun to play.
Fable
And I
2.
know there's been problems with them, and in the past with things that you've been promised and have been in the game that haven't quite worked, but they're just great games. So with the new one, I was hoping for. I know it wasn't a Fable 4, but I was
Yeah.
I was expecting a multiplayer or a co-op play
Mm,
Fable title, and the fact that it's
mm,
gone free to play now, it's just that it's making alarm bells go.
yeah, yeah. I mean, because we all know what free to play entails,
Yeah.
microtransactions. Yeah,
Well, I mean, they're saying that it's not going to be a pay to win, and it's not going, everything's going to be there for you to get, whether you pay or whatever. But
they say
I
that.
think, yeah, they
They
say
say
that. I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
is this microtransactions just going to be for sort of your look and your
Hmm.
appearance,
Yeah.
or is it going to be for extra, the bigger weapons and things like that? They're saying it's not,
Yeah.
but we've heard that before, you know,
Countless
people.
occasions before. Yeah. Yeah.
So. I mean, I'll wait. I mean, at the end of the day, it's free to play, so I mean, it's not going to cost us anything to download it and try it. It might blow us away. It might
Yeah.
be
True.
incredible.
Yeah. True.
So we're not going to lose anything by trying it, but it's worrying.
Well, do you reckon Fable Legends will have an aspect of DirectX 12 in, or do you think it will be it was too late for that?
Well, they've said. I'm sure I saw in some video that it was using DirectX 12 or some elements of DirectX 12.
Mm,
Um, how true that was, I don't know. But I mean, from what I've seen, it's going to be using some of it at least. Um, but uh, I do like the look of it. Graphically, it does look like a nice game. But I suppose we won't really tell until we actually get it running on our own systems and see it running on our own TV. Because all the best video technology in the world, when you're watching something on YouTube or on a stream, you're never going to get
mm,
a true representation of what that game's going to look like when it's actually running live on your
yeah.
TV. So
Mm, good call. Good call. Um, Games you're looking forward to in the next, say from now till Christmas.
now till Christmas.
But you've
Right, well,
got to clear
Batman's
your
definitely
games, what you've
top.
got on it first. You need to clear your
I'm
backlog.
looking forward to. I need to play my backlog, yeah, but we've got some great games dropping this year. I'm really looking forward to Batman Arkham Knight. I
Batman
love that
Arkham.
series.
I
It
love
just
that
looks
too.
incredible. It's going to be it's been solely designed for the next gen consoles.
Yeah,
There's going to be no 360 or PS3 versions. I think that game's going to be incredible. If it plays anything like Arkham Asylum and
yeah,
Arkham City, but with better visuals, I'm going to be more than happy with that game. um, but we've got some great titles coming out this year. I mean, the Division. Oh my God, am I excited for the Division?
Did you see the
Um,
alpha
if
video for that?
Yeah,
That
I've
was
been watching some footage on it, and
yeah, big
if
downgrade.
if they
They
if
better
they
fix that shit. That's all I'm saying. They better fix that shit.
yeah, I mean, what they're showing there is nothing like what we've seen
No, no.
before.
It was like a PS3
So
360 version game, open world game.
yeah,
Even the
yeah. So
cars
they
were shaped like as you could tell they were. It's not real photorealistic cars. It's just like GTA cars
complete,
on the PlayStation 2.
completely different.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Um, I'm hoping that is just I don't know. I don't know whether I'm just clutching at straws here. I hope they deliver on that
I
game.
do,
It's got
I do.
it's got so much potential.
Yeah,
But if they do what they did with Watch Dogs and
mm,
and
yeah,
it's a game that
yeah,
nothing like what we were expecting the first place. Then I think, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on it.
Yeah, same.
Because if they deliver, it's got the potential to be huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
I hope because
Do not fuck this one up, Ubisoft, or I'll be at your door.
What I like the aspect of that is the 4-player co-op. Anything with 4-player co-op, I'm sold on.
Yeah.
4-player co-op, you and your buddies jump straight in. Same with Dying Light.
Well, potentially it's 5, isn't it? Because you can have somebody on a drone as well.
Yes, you can, yeah, from the smart glass app.
So, you know, it's got huge potential. I just really haven't. I just hope they don't screw it up. I really do, because it's just got the potential. I mean, I know you love this game. I know you love this game, Gibbo, but I was so disappointed with Destiny.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna upset you. Destiny just disappointed me so much.
No, Destiny's life, man. It is now to me. I've just gone back to it.
No, you love it. I know. I wasn't going to mention it, but I thought, oh, screw it.
No, it's great, man. It's great. We all have different game types and tastes. So.
I like the idea. I like the premise, but the trouble for me with Destiny was it just felt like I was always on the same section of map all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the same area doing the same things, or I was in the same area just doing different things. It wasn't varied enough. It wasn't like Borderlands, say, the similar sort of game, as in like that sort of thing. But you were constantly on the move. You weren't in the same area constantly, if you know. Do you understand what I mean? I just felt like every time I loaded the game up, I loaded into the same the map, and I was exploring the same area, and it over and over again. And then obviously there was the thing with the download, the DLC as well.
I know what you mean.
And I think the Division's got the potential to really smash Destiny, because it sounds like the map is huge, and obviously I don't mind it being in the same, you know, it's going to be the same city, but you're constantly going to be on the move. You're going to be in different areas. You're going to different streets.
They've sort of come up with the same plan as Destiny, the 10-year cycle of the thing, but I believe they're working on Destiny 2 already, and it's not even been out fucking 6 months.
And well, that's something I didn't understand. They say that they come out and say they've got this 10-year plan for it. Was the 10-year plan bringing out 5 more games?
Exactly. Destiny 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I'm thinking. Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that's not a 10-year plan. A 10-year plan is like what you get with World of Warcraft, where you just get add-ons. You know, bringing out a new game is not supporting one game for 10 years.
Yeah, true.
We'll have to wait and see. But obviously we've got some other great ones as well. I mean, I'm really excited for Tomb Raider. I cannot wait to get Rise of the Tomb Raider. I mean, I loved the first one of the reboot.
Yeah.
I thought that game was fantastic. I mean, like I said earlier, I love story-driven adventures like that. I absolutely love them. And Tomb Raider blew me away with what they did with that game. It was absolutely incredible. So I think Rise is going to be awesome. Obviously Halo 5 if that drops this year. But another big announcement this week that I was just so happy for was Rock Band 5. Rock Band 4, sorry, Rock Band 4. I spent so many hours playing Rock Band 3. I cannot wait to get my hands on this new one. And all the DLC from every game that you've purchased is going to be downloadable again to play.
That's amazing. You know? I mean, that is amazing. I mean, you could spend what? I mean, I had Guitar Hero, and I can remember spending the price of a full game for song packs. Easy.
Yeah. I bought all of the Rock Bands. I paid for the licensing so I could install all of the songs into my Rock Band 3.
Yeah.
I had about 500 songs on Rock Band 3. My biggest gripe, and I know you preferred Guitar Hero, biggest gripe with Guitar Hero, every game that came out had DLC, but none of that DLC was transferable into another Guitar Hero title. You couldn't use them.
Yeah. That was my. They grabbed you by the balls there. Yeah, they grabbed you by the balls on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Rock Band. I mean, Harmonix. You've got to give them their due with that game. They supported the shit out of it. I mean, they had the Rock Band store, and they brought out new track packs every week.
Yeah.
And they only stopped doing that last year. You know. So No, and now they've just started putting some more stuff back up on there again. They just relaunched a couple more packs for the Rock Band 3. So
yeah,
it is without a doubt the best supported game that I've ever known. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they're even saying that the old instruments from Rock Band 3 are going to be usable on the new one. So
are they?
yeah,
Ooh.
I've read that on their
Mind you, it's only
website.
USB.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's only USB port, isn't it?
I mean, I've got wireless controllers for mine, but I mean, they're saying that the old instruments will be compatible with the new game. I mean, that's just incredible.
That is good. So you'll just have to purchase either the digital version, or you can just go out and buy a retail copy. And then, if you've still got your stuff from your 360 days or your PS3 days, if you're playing on the PS4, it's just straight into the USB, which is good, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great stuff. I mean, fair play to them.
Witcher 3.
For nearly 5 years.
Yeah, I know. Witcher 3. Are you interested in the Witcher 3?
I am. Yes, that game.
Looks amazing.
It just looks incredible. It just looks incredible. And the amount of gameplay that they're saying, the amount of time it's going to take to finish that game.
Yeah. I think what they say, over 3,000 hours with side quests or something like that.
3,000 hours to complete the lot.
Yeah.
I was on Skyrim for over 100 hours, and that just felt like my lifetime had gone.
I feel a bit. Going back to Destiny, when I started Destiny, I think it's 78 hours. I'm on 168 hours now. That's a bit. Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Yes, it is. So right, okay. Well, thanks for taking part in this first Xbox Rawcast Micro. I really appreciate it. So if you want to give your group a shout out, and I'll link everything in the description, which is MicroBox. So I'll let you take over there.
Oh right, yeah, sure. I mean, if you're like into your Xbox gaming, then come and join us at MicroBox and on Facebook. And we've got a real good group of guys on there. So if Xbox is your bag, come and join us. And don't forget to check out my channel as well, MicroBox of X. I'll get Gibber to put a link in there.
I will put a link in there, but I think everyone who's watched it knows who you are. Anyway, with that typical English accent there. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to try and reach out to a few other YouTubers, or even if you want to come on the show, if you want to get in an Xbox Rawcast with myself, and I will do it for the first couple of weeks. It's going to be one-on-ones, and then what we'll do, we'll have like a group of 4 or 5 in. So we will see MicroBox back in another Rawcast in the near future. So thanks for watching, guys, and as I always say, keep it gaming, and peace out.